that's one issue I would like to discuss during this convention as well. That's something that's a topic that they haven't been talking about it. The different organizations. One says that they will, I think they will ban boxers from participating for 2 years. I think Paco doesn't have to present any statement about it. And I think the IPF, and if I'm right, it's taking 1 year. I think we'll ban the boxers 1 year, whatever it is. I think it's a little bit difficult.
World Boxing Association President Gilberto Mendoza has now seized Gervonta Davis's boxing license following the 9th-round incident during his fight against Lamont Roach earlier this month. This comes after the organization received heavy backlashes for their double standards. Steve Willis, the judges, and the team handling the technical review all came to rob Lamont Roach of his 26th victory.
Cards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinsky scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
So,
Right.
But you say you don't think he willing though.
whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fuck around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But you, it's not like you can be like, all right,
No, it's
time out,
different.
ref. Hold on,
Right.
hold on,
Take no
ref.
time out.
Can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
While the organization was given a chance to redeem their public image as one that practices no form of favoritism whatsoever, they disappointed the entire boxing community. The preference was there for Gervonta Davis, who was the aside during the fight. As a result, despite the human and technical errors that characterized the fight, WBA refused to overturn the result in favor of Lamont Roach after meeting to review the situation. What followed this was some heavy criticism from the boxing community as fight fans and boxing professionals aired their uncensored opinion on what they thought about the World Boxing Association. The WBA president, deciding not to interfere with the outcome of the fight, has now seized Gervonta Davis's license and suspended any thoughts of an immediate rematch until after 1 year, when he has served the full punishment for his ignorance.
There's no studies about it. There's nothing that can say which the pros or the amateurs, which one is dangerous or which one is not. You know, I look forward to having whatever medical guidance we need to follow and to develop in order to protect boxers. That's one thing. I'm really concerned on this matter and not jump ahead. Because I do believe that in the International Olympic Committee, a lot of professionals to participate in different other sports.
But this wasn't what the organization concluded initially. Well, after Davis was embarrassed by World Boxing Association super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. on the first night of March, a fight that saw Davis's perfect record get tarnished by a majority draw, fans erupted with anger due to the incident that took place in the 9th round of the fight. Davis had taken a knee out of nowhere and Willis declared it a no knockdown, even though he himself had started a standing 10 count. It was later revealed that grease from Davis's hair had made its way into his eyes, making it difficult for him to see. Regardless, this directly affected the scoring, which prevented Roach Jr. from getting his hand raised in victory. In the week that followed, the New York State Athletic Commission intervened, revealing that a technical issue had prevented officials from reviewing replays of the incident. Now, however, they began reviewing the incident after a formal letter from Roach's team, which
trying to get it. There you go. That's what I did. There you go.
should have ideally resulted in the draw being overturned into Roach's victory by decision. Meanwhile, in a now deleted report on the WBA website, an article tried to defend Willis's decision, suggesting that from our perspective Willis's decision was not unreasonable or unjustifiable. It also explained he ruled in real time that Davis had not been struck by a punch before going down, and therefore no knockdown should be recorded.
What you was thinking when Tank did that when he took the knee? What you was thinking when he took the knee?
I can't speak on it.
Can't speak on that?
Yes.
He did some bullshit though?
I can't speak on it.
You have no personal opinion, nothing?
Judges by regulation must follow the referee's rulings. They do not have the authority to override his decisions on knockdown. Some skeptics have suggested that Willis's call benefited Davis unfairly, but we do not subscribe to that notion. It added, since this report came to light, the World Boxing Association received a ton of backlash, which may have been the reason why it was since removed from their website, however, after the justification provided in the article became a point of contention. The World Boxing Association president Gilberto Mendoza Jr. issued an official statement on the now deleted report.
And there would be a lot of energy, a lot of things to do. I'd rather try to find a plan to do it. That's one thing we noticed. Regarding the rest, I hope you could enjoy China. We're in the force of WBA China doing this convention.
Please stop misleading an opinion from a collaborator of the WBA boxing website. Mendoza wrote, "He doesn't belong to any committee, has any influence or opinion in any matter of our association." Meanwhile, Roach also expressed his frustration in a tweet, writing, "Y'all tweaking if y'all think Buddy was off for some stuff or had an off night. That stuff is just different there with me. I told y'all from the start, just because I and everybody else too feel like I won, y'all acting like I said he was easy work or some stuff. The knockdown gives me a UD," he added.
Oh, not right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned was right. He took a knee. He took a knee.
You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right? Back up. Back up.
That's a generous call from him.
Did he not take a knee?
Take the mouthpiece, took him out. That's right.
Afterwards, the World Boxing Association president Gilberto Mendoza began pushing for an immediate rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. after their controversial majority draw. Mendoza believed the controversy warranted a rematch. "I think there's not going to be any doubt about having a rematch on this," he told The Ring. "We need to send a strong message out there. If the World Boxing Association formally orders the fight, Davis and Roach would have 120 days to run it back." Roach, who was a major underdog, now awaits his chance at redemption. Meanwhile, Davis, after seeing the backlash online because of the knee, insists he welcomes a rematch. However, the fate of a rematch remains unclear as of now. That Gervonta Davis's license has been ceased. Of course, another comparison I don't.
Crawford, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world, in the top three, between him, Inoue, and Usyk, right? I got Usyk first. I got him and Inoue right there. I think Usyk deserves to be first after what he's done, putting together the heavyweight title, the whole thing, the whole shebang. But Crawford came out and said, I didn't know that was a rule. I guess I was sleeping when they passed that one. I guess I was taking a nap, or maybe I was out doing road work. He didn't say that, by the way. I'm just adding that to it. But I must have been busy doing something when that rule. That is not a rule. I said it earlier. This is not the Indianapolis 500. You can't go into pit row. That you need your